All right, welcome to this edition of UBV News. I'm Mr. Leon Mallet here with my cohort, Mr. Matt Clayton, and we're here to discuss a topic that's been popping up recently, which is the overall health of our president, Donald Trump, and ultimately how his health is going to potentially impact the future, particularly while he's still in office moving forward. So, Matt, what's your whole thoughts on one, just his health in general, and then two, how his health potentially is going to affect our community regarding politics and decisions that are made with and or without him?
Yeah, I'm gonna start kind of like with these visuals, right? I think it's pretty serious because remember when Biden had all the health issues and the Democrats were hiding it, they weren't saying anything about it. With Trump, even the Republicans, even the extremists on that side are not hiding it. Even Alex Jones, everybody knows Alex Jones. Conspiracy theorist Alex Jones is sounding the alarm about what he dubbed Donald Trump's health crisis and the consequences the 79-year-old president faces if he doesn't take his foot off the gas pedal. You know what I'm saying? So you see these pictures, and I mean, he literally, I've seen people, I've seen people get their ass whooped and don't even have these type of damages, right? You see that hand, you see that foot, the swollen ankles. People call them cankles. I think it's getting bad. In terms of his health, I think they're hiding it, and you start to see other videos and articles come out like Trump may not last. More than 6 months or things like that. All these articles are coming out. So, in terms of what it means, I think it opens up I can't even think of the word right now, but it opens up
Spectrum.
what do you say?
Spectrum.
Spectrum, a whole just can of just possibilities, just a whole, I guess for lack of a better word, clusterfuck of just all different possibilities. You have a lot of people vying for that opportunity to take over, to be the king of MAGA, to be the head person from 2028. Obviously, JD Vance would be president, but there's a lot of people who are going to be gunning for him. Tucker Carlson looks like he's trying to get his name in in the battle. So it's a lot of different things. So what about you, Leon?
Yeah, so for a lot of people that know me, back in 2016, one thing I had mentioned when they were running for president, him and Biden, was um, these are two, or sorry, 2020, two old ass senile men who had no business in those positions. And I'm not the type of person that does ageism. I know that's one of the protected classes, but let's be honest, man. This guy is 79 years old. His cognitive abilities are not up to par. Neither was Biden's, and that's why Biden ultimately got replaced. And that's the conversation that I've been having since 2020. Is that um, neither I don't think him or Biden were either fit physically to be able to do this just because of not just their age, but just their overall health. And that's why I was telling people the importance of people, particularly this old, and the vice presidents they picked. It was very crucial because there's a good possibility that neither one of them were going to make it past this term. And at that point, from a political standpoint, we have to start looking at what are these vice president candidates about, because especially dealing with someone this old, there's a good possibility they may have to take over. And I think we got to start paying attention to not just the president, but also the vice president, because ultimately, if the president can't finish his term, that vice president is going to step in, and depending on how they do things, is going to be where that country goes. So, me personally, I don't think he should have he should have been elected, him or Biden, this particular past election. And I don't think that they're physically capable of withstanding such a stressful job. And I would be surprised if he makes it to finish out his term in 2028.
Now, the question is, what happens next, right? Because when I see JD Vance talk, he don't got the juice, right? Like, I know people criticize the Democratic Party, rightfully so, for holding on to Biden and trying to keep his term going. But I think that I think what you're seeing with Trump is even worse because I think Trump represents so much to that MAGA base. He represents more to where the current Republican Party is right now, more than Biden did to the Democratic Party. So they have to keep the facade going. You ever seen the movie Mad Max?
No.
So in Mad Max, they have like this king. he's really kind of old and broken down, but they got to put this body armor on him to make him seem like he's so bigger and stronger when he goes in front of the people. And I think that's what's been happening with Trump. They got to try to keep the facade going, because if Trump passes, then that whole thing starts to collapse. You know, the whole movement starts to collapse because nobody's going to be willing to do or say the things that Trump was willing to say or do. And nobody just has the juice to get away with doing all this stuff and scapegoating, you know, stealing documents, lying, you know, grifting. Nobody's going to be able to get away with that. So I think for them, they're going to constantly just do whatever they can to keep him going, to prevent that.
Well, do you think nobody will attempt it, or do you think they won't be just as effective? Because there's one person in mind who I know would attempt it, and her initials are MTG. She 100% would take that on 100% if you ask me. Will she be as effective? Possibly not, but I think there's people out there that are willing to take that on. Ron DeSantis.
Oh yeah, I mean, you got people, but do they have the juice? I mean, you got Tucker Carlson trying to get that position. I mean, you know, I don't, man, they don't got the juice, man. They don't got the juice that Trump.
Well, here's the thing. They don't have the juice because they're not as effective marketers as Trump is. I mean, say what you will about his politics. The man is a master marketer. That's how he got elected. You know, at the end of the day, that's how he got one of the biggest shows on TV. The guy knows marketing. Like I said, pushing all the politics and stuff aside, that's a skill that he has. And you know, like you said, I guess you can consider that to be the juice. Everybody doesn't necessarily have that. But with that being said, there are going to be some people out there who I think are going to still try to attempt to push that. And whether or not it's effective, probably won't be as effective, obviously, as Trump is. But I think there's going to be some people who will try.
Yeah. I mean, they'll try, man. But it's like Lord of the Rings, man. They could try to hold that ring, man. It's gonna tear them apart.
Yeah, 100%. So, but no, we want to hear from you. What's your whole thoughts on Donald Trump, his current health status, and how you think that's going to potentially affect, number one, the rest of his term, and number two, if he's not able to finish the rest of his term, you know, what do you expect from J.D. Vance in terms of his effect running the country for the remainder of the term? So go ahead and make sure you comment below. We want to hear from you, regardless of what your status is. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our channel as we continue to keep growing and building this platform. And we definitely thank you for all the support as we continue to push forward with the Black Agenda 2028. And on behalf of my man Matt, I'm Leon, and UBV, we are out.